all around the world. Every year, thousands of wildfires put ecosystems and populations at risk.
It's about the sometimes tens of thousands of families that are affected by these fires and these incidents. And this airplane is really great at putting down a massive volume of retardant or water enhancer. The ability to do that in one load versus 2 to 8 loads is a big thing for the firefighters, both in the air and the ground.
But one of the big things we bring is hope. And we hear that from our people a lot, that when the Supertanker arrives, it's like this new powerful tool brings hope.
The Supertanker means more than you could probably imagine to me. It's pretty much our baby. I think of it as more than just a plane. It's part of our life.
So Supertanker currently is based in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the United States. Once we're mobilized, we can be anywhere in the world within usually about 20 hours.
This aircraft is a one-of-a-kind. It's in fact the only 747-400 firefighting aircraft in the world.
With a 73,000-liter load capacity, it flies almost at the speed of sound. So if Supertanker is based in Bolivia, Chile, or Brazil, we can reach any part of Latin America within 4 hours.
We have 5 tanks on each side and 10 tanks total, and we can carry 19,200 gallons. And we also carry a compressed air behind the recoil tank, and we use the compressed air to push the liquid through 4 valves, 2 on each side, and that's how we do the drop.
In spite of its size, Supertanker can fly as low as 61 meters above the flames and reduce its velocity to just 233 kilometers per hour to drop water, fire retardant, or firefighter gel.
So it's not the typical design that Boeing intended for it. It's flying much slower, much lower. It's dropping over 170,000 pounds of weight in less than 13 seconds.
23 seat flights, the most common firefighter plane in Latin America, or 6 BIA flights are needed to equal 1 Supertanker flight.
Our aircraft is a pressurized system using 4 different valves, so we can adjust the number of the valves that we use and the amount of the pressure that we exert on the tank. And we can also adjust the speed of the aircraft and altitude of a drop altitude, and we can adjust the impact on the ground. And once we get to drop site, and they will tell me a coverage level and what type of a drop that they're going to do, and I will adjust my panel according to their request.
Supertanker can make several segmented drops or just one extended drop of 3 kilometers long with minimal and controlled impact on vegetation.
As we evolve and as we fly the aircraft, the maintenance program has to change. It is significantly different than the initial design that Boeing intended for the aircraft, just due to the fact of the environment we're flying through, with the smoke, the ash, the low altitude, etc. A 747 typically would see between 20 and 30 cycles generally in a 30-day period. This airframe in a 40-day period has done over 140 cycles. So in comparison, we've done almost 4 times the amount of normal cycles any other normal 747 would see, with it being in a firefighting mode.
This is the only crew in the world that has taken an aircraft of this size and magnitude and turned it into a firefighting tool.
Every morning, the logistical local team and the Supertanker crew plan the missions. To ensure an optimal mission, an experienced firefighter from the team flies on a lead plane, reporting back to the supertanker pilots the location and type of drop needed.
So if you have a lead plane, our time over the fire is sometimes 5 or 6 minutes maximum. So we're very efficient that way. We come in, we meet with the lead plane, they show us the target, we drop on that target. Now we can go back to the tanker base and get more retardant or more water and get back to that fire very quickly, rather than flying around the fire to determine where we should drop.
If for any reason the mission happens to be canceled, Supertanker can land fully loaded, saving a significant amount of money for our clients.
Of course, there are risks involved in the job that we do with this aircraft, but we train for it, and it's a calculated risk. And of course, we're still here, so obviously we're doing okay.
Not every pilot is cut out to do that. So I don't like to think of them as crazy. I like to think of them as very confident in what they can do and practiced with what they can do and their pilot abilities. There's a bond and a commitment of this company and its employees and the pilots to be desperately effective.
It's amazing to see the local people, how they react to the airframe, how they react to us, to the crews. It's almost like a family. You know, by the time you're done with a mission, you almost feel like you're part of the community.
Everywhere I go, I get reaction from other people. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for coming help our country. So that's one thing I found out that's very satisfying.
It's not a risk at that point. You know, when you think about that and you think about what you're doing, it's not a risk anymore. It's a passion. You know, it really is. It becomes a passion when you get that sort of feedback on the job you're doing. It's incredible.
Supertanker, raining down hope wherever it's needed.